Hello, English 112 students. I decided to make a video because I felt like some of you needed to see exactly what we're looking at while I'm describing it so that you can understand it better. So I hope this works out for you. And when this video will be posted, well, you'll find it, but it'll be posted in the modules right at the top. I'll start posting them at the top. I'm going to do one every week. So if we're looking down, we got a lot to do this week, week two. So if we're looking down, we're looking at all the things that are due for week two. It's going to be B5 through B12. So that's a lot of stuff to look at. A lot of them are some connect assignments. There's a couple other just folders you need to mark reviewed, but there's a great amount of stuff to look at. So first, B5, we'll take a look at that. Let's go ahead and open this B folder. And we scroll down. You've already made it to B4. So we're at B5 now. B5 is an overview of APA style. So you're going to see a YouTube video for you to watch. And then also there's some resources in the APA in-text citation, another video here, a site that's APA exactly tells you exactly how to use the in-text citations. Here's a slideshow you can go through to look at citations for in-text. Actually, I think that's a video, sorry, for in-text citations. And then there's a tutorial there as well, a couple other tutorials you look at. So all these things here, B5, are just called APA resources. And those are the things that are just marked reviewed. So all you have to do is say that you looked at those in the B5 folder. If you go back and look at B6, then B6 is a connect assignment. So you're going to see there's a chapter for you to read here. And then B6, I told you, or I did say, I think in one of my announcements to you all that this class was the same as a class that meets for 16 weeks. They do the same amount of assignments, but for these connect assignments, I've gone through and reduced the number of concepts so that you're not spending so much time doing the concept material. I'd like for you to focus on the readings, though. Make sure you're not just zooming through those concepts and doing them really easily, but looking at the material as well. So just wanted to state that you got a lot to do, but there's not a lot of time invested in each one of these little connect assignments. Another one of those connect assignments is B7. It's a plagiarism review. There's some resources in this folder to help you with that. There's a video here about, or sorry, a slideshow, sorry, about how much do you know about plagiarism. Then there's a video on the types of plagiarism. Here's another slideshow about citing sources so that you avoid plagiarism. And then another slideshow about common knowledge, because we don't have to cite everything, just things that are not common knowledge. So this will help you to go through that. Remember that you also have to cite anytime you paraphrase, use a direct quote, or you paraphrase or summarize. So anytime you use somebody else's material, you have to give them credit. And in APA, you have to use the date exactly. So make sure you're looking at all the citations that are available there for the B7 assignment. The B7 review here is the plagiarism review. You should have looked at this. You should know this material from 111 when you learned about plagiarism and what not to do in those essays. So this is just a review. It is a smaller connect assignment. I don't think there's that many concepts for you to do there either. So that's B7. The next two folders, B8 and B9, both deal with the two-source draft of an annotated bibliography. So you're going to be completing an annotated bibliography this semester of sources that you want to use in your proposal essay that's due at the end of the semester. So what I want for you to do is to get in the mood of writing an annotated bibliography or understand exactly what it is by doing just a two-source draft. So this first annotated bib source that you're going to turn in is only going to have two sources in it, but they're going to be two sources that you're going to use for your proposal eventually. So take a look at those. Take a look at the assignment here, the instructions for the assignment. It tells you that you need to choose two of your sources and then do some things with those. You're going to have to create an APA reference and then actually evaluate the source. So you'll write a one-paragraph evaluation that explains why this source is reliable information, and you'll consider these things. You'll also write another paragraph that talks about how you're going to use the source as well. So you then format your two-source draft exactly like the samples that are provided. It's an APA 7th edition. That means that you'll have a title page that's one page by itself of the information, the course, my name, your name, that you'll see in the samples. And then you start page 2. That's where the actual annotated bib two-source draft starts. So revise, edit, and proofread like the instructions say to you. Some examples that are available for you here to look at Word documents. They show you exactly what an annotated two-source draft looks like. There's two different samples. Then there's an APA folder. If you click this folder, you'll see here's some other things that'll help you with that. An essay paper template for you to use, a formatting guide, how to quotes, direct quotes, APA writing style. So look at all these resources on your own time, flip through them, and make sure you understand them, and then they'll help you to be more successful. Here is the rubric that I will use to grade your two-source draft. So you'll see I will grade it according to the rubric that's provided here. In these rubrics, when you open them, you'll see that there are certain elements that you're graded on. Formatting is one of them, and then you'll see across the top if you know there's a scale of where you fit on that. Did you do well? Do you need improvement? Unsatisfactory, and so on. So take a look at that rubric. If you've got any questions about that, please ask me. Okay, so that's the assignment instructions. So here's where you actually turn in your two-source draft. It will be due at the end of week 2. You'll click this link. Here you're going to see some instructions and resources, but here is the actual link for you to submit that. The due date is again at the end of week 2. Below that, you also have to do B10. This is the instructions for the full annotated bibliography assignment. So that two-source draft that you're going to do, I'm going to give you feedback on, and then you'll build that into a full annotated bib where you'll have 8 credible sources in the annotated bib, including the 2 you already did. And I will give you the feedback on the two-source draft, and then the 8-source draft will not be due until the following week. So you'll incorporate the feedback that I give you, and you'll change that, and then you'll turn it in here via this link, right here, actually down below here. All right, so that's actually, no, I'm sorry, that's later in the modules where you'll turn it in. It's actually not due until week 3. These are just the instructions for how to do it. So B10 is a folder that you just have to mark as being reviewed. B11 is a connect assignment. Again, it goes over academic writing, the editing fundamentals, academic writing and editing review. Then there are some other things to look at here, so like sentence errors, pronouns, commas. All of these things are resources to help you with those editing errors that you might not have fully worked through in English 111. After that, you're going to see the B12 source, I'm sorry, Module B self-assessment and reflection. So this is a connect assignment where you will actually, I'm sorry, it's not a connect assignment. You're going to answer the questions that you see here and then submit them in the uh, folder here. It's due on June the 8th. Again, that's the end of week 2. So this is just you reflecting on what you did for Module B, how well you think you did, and so on. So all of these all these assignments are due at the end of week 2. This B13 will actually be due at the end of week 3. I made a mistake earlier in this course schedule. This actually should bump down to the end of week 3. So that is not due until then. But the assignments B5, the APA resources assignment where you just can review it. B6 is a connect assignment. Let me go back here to the course schedule so we can look at that better. We're down here. B5 is that just review all the materials and mark it as being reviewed. B6 is a connect assignment where you have to read in the book and then do an assignment. B7 is another one of those. B8 is the instructions for the two-source draft. B9 is the folder where you turn in the two-source draft. B10 is then the instructions for the full 8-source draft that's due at the end of the module, at the end of week 3. Sorry. And then B11 is another e-text reading and connect assignment. B12 is the reflection piece. That's the last thing you have to do for the week 2. As always, if you have any questions, you may write me an email and I'll answer the question as best I can. If you need to meet with me, we can work out a meeting on Microsoft Teams. That way I'll be able to share my screen and show you some things if you need to do that. So just reach out to me and let me know. Again, I'm always here for you. You're not bothering me. Don't worry about sending emails to me late at night. It's not bothering me. I may not answer late at night, but you're not bothering me. So never worry about that. Okay. Hope that you have a great week.